Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Player Signing Show presented by Lippes Mathias. I'm Guy Carenza. Tonight, we are welcoming a player back to professional hockey after spending the last 4 years pursuing a music career and coaching at his alma mater. He returns to the pro scene with the Gladiators for the 2025-26 season. But before we get to that, we'd like to welcome back all of our returning viewers and welcome in some new ones. And for those of you who are not sure how this works, let me give you a quick rundown before we introduce our newest Gladiator. Here on the show, the newest Gladiator is going to join us in just a second, and this is your opportunity to ask him any question you'd like on the second portion of our show. Just comment that down below in the live chat, and we will get to that in the second portion of tonight's broadcast. But without further ado, let's welcome in a forward here tonight. And I did mention he is returning to professional hockey. Again, spent the last 4 seasons away from the game, although he was coaching at his alma mater while pursuing a music career. Last time he played was in 2021 with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, but also has experience in the AHL as well as over in Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, we are welcoming a forward that is 6 foot even, 180 pounds, coming all the way from Perth, Ontario. It is my honor to introduce to you Mike McNamee to the Atlanta Gladiators this season, and he joins us here tonight. Mike, thank you so much for taking the time to join me here.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
And happy to have you back to the hockey scene. And I'll get right to it. Tell me, what made you decide to come back to the game of hockey?
I think honestly, just missing it. Like you said, I spent better part of the last 4 years coaching, and obviously very, very lucky to just kind of stay around the game. Obviously, being on the ice every day with the players, and um, I did play senior hockey around home, and feel like I have some gas left in the tank. So, yeah, really, really excited to be honest.
And what got you into coaching once you decided to announce your initial retirement after playing in Greenville? What made you turn to coaching, and what led you back to Carleton?
Uh, well, first off, Carlton has always been home since I played there, and um, always had a connection going back in the summer and training there. And the program is always very welcoming back to their graduates and stuff like that. So every summer I played in Europe, I would go back there and train. And when I retired, I knew I wanted to stay around the game. I do love hockey, and I plan on loving it for the rest of my life. So I just got in touch with the guys at Carlton, and luckily enough, they kind of just allowed me to come in and get my feet wet, and I enjoyed it. So I stayed for the 4 years, and it was a really good experience.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm glad to hear you are joining the Gladiators this season. For those of you who are just joining us, Mike McNamee is a Gladiator for the 2025-26 season. And I'll ask you, what was it about Atlanta and this team area, something specific? What led you here to continue your career?
Honestly, it was more the personnel. When I was in Cardiff, I played against now head coach Matt Ginn. He was a goalie for Manchester. We obviously had mutual friends, so I heard he was a great guy. And then when I was in Greenville during COVID, he came and played for us as well. So I got to know him for a short period of time. And another guy, Cody Sylvester, I played with in Germany when I was over there. So we are to this day still very, very good buddies. And then Andrew Jarvis is obviously also a Carleton graduate. I did coach him for half a year, so it's kind of funny, but I see Jarv every day. We train together now. So for me, it's more the personnel and just being, around people that I can be comfortable with, number one. And um, I just getting back into the game. I felt like not so much the area, just the people around me that would be important to me.
It's crazy how small a world it is sometimes, especially when it comes to hockey. You
Yeah.
touched on your time playing in Europe. Tell me how that was. What was it like after you come out of college, you play in the AHL with Syracuse, and then you head overseas? What was it like playing over there, and how different was that compared to what you were used to in North America?
Honestly, it was great. I had a great time. It's an amazing experience, obviously. You get to see different parts of the world, experience different cultures, stuff like that. You meet a lot of different people that you probably would never meet otherwise. It's obviously a little different game, bigger ice. That's first and foremost. Maybe not as physical, but there's a lot of good hockey players in the world, and you kind of figure that out when you go to different places. And I had the ability to play in 3 different spots in 3 different years. So it was great. I loved every second of it. And if it weren't for COVID, I would have went back over there, but it happens.
Yeah, it happens. Was there a favorite memory or moment in particular from playing overseas that stands out to you?
I think the biggest thing, and it was not to a specific spot, but just the passion that some of the fans have over there. When you're in a place like Germany, they kind of have that soccer fan mentality, and um, just to experience that in person and have them cheering for you and yelling all the time and jumping up and down, for the whole 60 minutes of a game. It's just until you're there, until you see it, it's something that you can't really comprehend. But there's a lot of passion around the world for the sport, which is obviously awesome to hear, and it was amazing to experience.
That's incredible to hear. Yeah, I would actually like to get out to Europe someday and be a part of that experience. That I think the closest thing we can get to it is at Gas South Arena here. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you on the ice this season. And good news, single game tickets are on sale. Go to AtlantaGladiators.com to get your tickets right now. We've got an awesome promo schedule up on our website as well. So make sure you check that out. Get your tickets, and if you're eyeing a couple of different dates across the schedule, maybe season ticket package right up your alley. Full season, 18 game, 12 game, and even 7 game. That Crumble Cookie 7 game pack. We've got something for everybody. So call 770-497-5100 for more information. And one of our awesome ticket reps will get you taken care of. And opening night is right around the corner. If you can believe that, it's coming right up. And so I'm looking forward to seeing you hit the ice. Obviously, it's been a while, but what have you been doing, I guess, in the off season now to kind of prepare once you knew you wanted to get back to playing pro hockey? What has your training looked like to try and get back to that level?
Yeah, I think, like you said, it was a big decision, to be honest. And I think the biggest part of it, obviously, is just deciding if you have the commitment to put the time in the off season and kind of get back to where you once were. It was tough, to be honest. I can't sit here and lie about it. It was, there was some sore days being back in the gym and being back on the ice every day and just kind of trying to tune the body back to where it should be and where I think I wanted to be to try and play the game the way that I would like to. But honestly, just trying to be consistent with being back in the gym and getting my game back to where I feel like I needed to be. Like I said, it wasn't the easiest, but I have thoroughly enjoyed the process. I'm glad I made the decision I did, and um, I'm really, really excited to just get down there and get started.
And for those of us who have not seen you play, you did play in Greenville, so I'm sure some of our fans, the real diehards, have seen you play before. But for those of us who haven't, how would you describe your style of game, and what kind of player are you on the ice?
I mean, don't really love talking about myself, but I do think I'm a pretty smart player. I read the game fairly well. I'm more offensive than defense for sure, but over time, I think I've been able to build in a good defensive side of my game. But I would say my game revolves around playmaking. I'm a passer far before I shoot. I would probably pass 3 times before I shoot, which is something that I have to work on. But I think I see the ice well and just try and make good plays, honestly. And I'm very proud of, it's been a little while, but the player I was and the player that I can be.
Well, I mean, your resume as a playmaker speaks for itself. 119 points and 140 career professional games coming into this season. So, again, sorry to put the spotlight on you, but we're happy to have you back and we're happy to have you here in Atlanta. So, I'm definitely looking forward to that. But you're an interesting guy. You have pursued a music career on the side after announcing your retirement. Tell me about your band, Boston Levi. Tell me how that all started, and just tell me that story, man, because it's so fascinating.
Yeah, it was honestly a bit unexpected. I think, like everybody, COVID kind of derailed whatever they had going on, and for me it was hockey. So when that happened, I kind of turned to music. I had played guitar a little bit. Nothing crazy. I was too nervous to do it in front of people, but I started writing, and um, I met a guy here in Canada who's well known in the music industry, and he kind of took me under his wing, and we started as a solo project, and just over the past 4 years we've been able to grow, and it's gotten to a good spot. So it's been an interesting journey, but it is coming to an end, and the focus will now be back on hockey.
Yeah, and I did listen to some of your music earlier in the day. I encourage all of our viewers, watchers, listeners to go check that out because I really enjoyed it. It is some good stuff. Um, who would you say are some musicians, music? What inspired that sound of Boston Levi?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's a progression you kind of go through when you say sound, as a band, to try and really find your sound. And um, you know, when you're growing up, it's like trying to be a hockey player, but you try and emulate certain people or certain things or certain bands. And in terms of music, you try and take things from bands that you enjoy. And we are kind of an alternative rock sound. We have been dubbed a little country rock, which I don't overly love, but there are pieces of country in there for sure. The thing that I liked is we have 5 members in our group, and all of us come from different backgrounds of what we like to listen to and what bands we enjoy. And you kind of just start piling those on top of each other, and you end up getting your end sound. So it's been an interesting journey. But I would dub it as alt rock or just rock. But some country fans have told us that we're country.
And for you personally, it's interesting how you mentioned each band member has his own element to bring to the band's overall sound. For you personally, how do you feel like your hockey journey, your career playing hockey, has influenced that sound from your end of things?
I mean, it's a good question. I think the biggest thing for me when I started it, I wasn't sure, you know, if I was gonna be solo or a band, and then just over time we grew. And when we started growing, um, my biggest thing was coming from a background of playing on teams my whole life. I wanted it to be like a family environment, number one. Um, you hear stories of bands, famous bands that don't always get along or stuff
Mhm.
like that. They start butting heads. And the biggest thing for me was to create a family environment where everybody was comfortable. And um, I think we got to a spot where that was good. But in terms of sound, um, I would just write the songs. I'm basically the lyricist, and I would send it to the group. And again, everybody just kind of gets their little piece of the puzzle that they put on, and you kind of get an end product. So um, I don't think I personally made a huge impact on the sound, to be honest. I give credit to those around me that helped that out, and where we got to.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that because I mean, it sounds like being on a band is kind of similar to being on a team. And so, what similarities do you see between being in a band and being on a hockey team?
Well, I mean, once you're on stage or once you're on the ice, you just got to trust the person beside you that they're going to do their job. There are some nights where I mean, it's both. It happens in hockey and music where someone forgets an assignment on the ice, or someone forgets a note in music, and you kind of just have to push on. But there are similarities. It's a lot of trust in each other. Trust that the other members are prepared. Trust that your teammates are prepared. But it's the same. Once the puck drop, or once the first note of the first song hits, you got to be dialed in, and you got to be ready to go. So.
Fascinating stuff. Thank you for sharing the story of all that. And hey, we got some time left in the off season for all you Glads fans. Go check that out, Boston Levi. And in the meantime, we'll wait to see you hit the ice at Gas South Arena. Now it's time for my favorite portion of the show, time for the fan questions. So if you have not commented in the live chat your question for Mike McNamee, do so right now as we get to the second portion of the show. Good to see a lot of returning faces here on the Player Signing Show, presented by Lippes Mathias. And our first question comes from the president, Jared Youngman. Says, welcome, Mike. Glad to have you here. Will you sing the national anthem at a home game? I'm sure you've been asked this a few times before.
To be honest, I haven't. I could think about it. We'll see is my answer for that one. It's not a no, but it's not a confirmed yes.
I don't know if that's ever happened before in sports where one of the players playing in that game has gone out and sung a national anthem. So, but hey, maybe that could be you.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
I heard you play guitar as well too. So maybe it's just a full solo act there, huh?
Yeah, I'm an acoustic guitar player in the band, so yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if Glads fans can convince you there. Another question from the president wants to know what's on your hat.
It's a Lakeview restaurant in some city in Maine. I bought it at a thrift shop in Toronto, so I can't say I bought it straight from the store. I apologize.
Well, maybe you have to make a trip over there and check it out.
I actually did look it up last week. The restaurant is still open, and this hat is from '93. So,
Hey, that's good news. That's good news. Question here from Richard Elmore. Are you going to miss the larger international ice rinks?
yeah, I think once you get to experience it, especially as kind of an offensive player, you get used to having a little bit more time and space. But um, I've been skating on North American sized ice now for basically 4 years, so I will miss it, but I'm used to the smaller size.
Christy Elmore asks, what number do you want to wear this year?
I had a discussion with one of the previous players, and he allowed me to wear number 27. Mr. Carabia, I believe his name is. Um, so I might have to buy him, probably not a Rolex, but I'll get him something for allowing me to use that number. I appreciate it greatly.
And is there any significance behind that, the number 27?
I just used it all through university and my first year in Europe. On my second two teams in Europe, it was taken by a player there, but honestly, it just feels like home. I'd say it was my favorite number, and um, I just politely asked if I could use it. If he said no, there was nothing I could do, but he was gracious enough to give it up.
Well, looking forward to seeing you sporting that at Gas South Arena this season. And fans, you're going to need some merch when you check out Mike on the Ice this season. Check out this item of the week, $18 Wolverine tee. All you Marvel fans out there, this one's for you. I want to put the link in the live chat here, and you can go and check that out on the team store. Again, this is our item of the week, $18. Go check that out. Make sure you got your merch for opening night when we take on the Utah Grizzlies on October 18th. And now let's get on with the show. A lot of questions here for you. We don't want to keep you here all night. So, next question, I believe, comes from Stadium Arena. And I think we all know what this question is going to be. So, I'll ask it to you here while I find the question. Who is your favorite Ottawa Senators player?
Favorite, current or past?
I think we could do both if you're willing. I think he'd like that.
Past would be Marian Hossa. I was a massive fan of him. And to be honest, I'm a Chicago Blackhawks fan. So he obviously played for the Blackhawks as well, which I was happy about. Current Ottawa Senators player. Oh, probably Brady Tkachuk. I think he's tough not to like someone like that who brings it every night.
Good player. And we are the proud affiliate of the Nashville Predators. So here comes the question from Christy Elmore. Who is your favorite Nashville Predator player?
Good question. Um, I think because we both played for the Ramparts in Quebec City, I'll say Jonathan Marchessault.
All right, I like that. Here on the show, we do have some trick questions, and the main culprit behind them is Joe Mama. And today, Joe asks, if you could be a fruit, what fruit would you be?
Oh, geez. Probably an apple. Nothing crazy.
I like
Just
it.
good taste and snack.
Daphne asks, are you a dog or a cat person or both?
Dog. I have two dogs, so I'm actually allergic to cats as well. So they didn't really stand a chance, to be honest.
Fair enough. Makes it an easy answer. Richard Elmore with a good one. You've played in different leagues, both in the U.S., overseas. Which league have you enjoyed
Oh,
playing in the most?
is a good question. Oh man, that's tough. I really enjoyed my time in Germany and when I was in Cardiff. Germany, mostly for what I said earlier, just the experience of the fans, honestly, and seeing their passion. And it didn't matter what rink you went to. Um, it's very, very amazing to see in person and experience. And then just in terms of quality and um, the team that we had, I really enjoyed my time in Cardiff. We had a great team. We were on our way to winning a championship. I think we had 3 games left and the season shut down. So, um, yeah, 2 different reasons, but I love both of those leagues very much.
Sticking with the hockey themed questions, Casey Reynolds with a good one. How do you adapt your offensive game to the different styles of play in the leagues that you've played in?
Yeah, I think it's a kind of a feeling out period for sure, but I think especially when you go to Europe, teams are getting you for a reason, and you kind of just play your game and do what you do best. There's obviously different ways you'll fit on each team in terms of lineup and stuff like that, but I've always just tried to stick to my game. It's simple, it's smart, and so far, again, it's been a little while, but so far it's done me pretty well.
Sticking with the kind of hockey themed questions, if your hockey stick could talk, what accent would it have?
Oh man.
It's been all around the world, it seems. So
Yeah. I jeez. I want to say English because that's where, and when I say English, I mean Canadian, but I don't know, maybe Australian for something fun.
hey, that's a fun one. All right, going back to the music scene. Thoughts on Fox and Ved? I'm not sure how you say that, but y'all kind of sound the same. Have you heard of them? What do you think?
Honestly,
How much do you
honestly,
pay?
I have not heard of them,
Maybe check
but
them out.
I will check them out. That's a certainty.
Yeah, I mean, as a musician, how often do you pay attention to what other people are doing? I mean, do you or you don't? You kind of just stick to your own thing.
Uh it kind of ebbs and flows for me. You know, when you're in the studio and stuff like that and you're writing your own songs and getting them mixed and mastered and ready to go, you kind of don't really have time to listen to anything else, to be honest. You listen to your own stuff so much just to perfect it that it kind of takes up all your capacity for music listening, to be honest. So when that's going on, I don't really listen to much else. And then, when in the off time, I do try and dip into as much as I can, whether it's for just exposure to hear new things or new ideas. But I have my favorite bands that I go back to constantly, and then there are times where I try my best to branch out.
And what are some of your favorite brands or bands, I should say?
Kings of Leon is my all-time favorite. I don't think they will be touched. There's a Canadian band by the name of the Glorious Sons, um, who aren't as big as they should be, in my opinion, but they're up there. Tragically Hip, another Canadian band. The Killers. Recently, obviously, Oasis, with the push that they're making and what they're doing is pretty spectacular. And then I'd say probably Bruce Springsteen is another one that has been around in my life for a while. So
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of really good names there. Some I've heard before, some I have not. So got it to my list on things that I need to check out as well. It sounds like we have had a Gladiator sing the national anthem before, so it wouldn't be the first, but fans seem now to be chomping at the bit to have
there
you
you
do it.
go. There you go.
I don't think you're completely off the hook yet. So they still want to see you out there with the mic in your hands. So at some point, might have to do us a favor. Richard,
we
with it,
can.
do you lace the right or left skate first?
I put everything in my left on first.
Is there a reason why, or it just feels natural?
I'm a bit cuckoo, maybe. I don't know. It's always been that way, to be honest.
Go-to snack food.
Oh man. Honestly, I'm not a huge snacker, but anytime there's pastries around, like donuts or cookies, I'm pretty hard time keeping my hands off them.
Joe Mama asks, should you wear socks with slides?
Depends how cold it is out, I guess.
You're not going to knock it? I mean, some people say no, never socks and slides,
I'm
but
not gonna knock it. It depends. It depends on the weather. Yeah, I'll go with that.
fair enough. We got just a few more moments left here with Mike McNamee. So get your questions in before time is up. Favorite comfort food?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with like shepherd's pie. I really like. Um, Pizza too. I don't know. That's a tough one.
I'm sure the Booster Club will add to your favorites list this season. They do a fantastic job. So they will help you get that sorted out. You'll have a favorite by the end of the season or a list of favorites.
Wonderful.
Stadium Arena asks, what is your favorite actor or actress?
Oh. Ah, my favorite used to be Johnny Depp. Um, I'll stick with him. I'll stay with him. Johnny Depp. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah, I like him as well. Very, very good. Got a really good portfolio of movies. Are you a scrapper at all? I'm going to see you getting into some fights, some scuffles, or more of a playmaker, like you said before?
Definitely not a huge scrapper. Doesn't mean I don't play aggressively, but yeah, I don't rack up the penalty minutes. I like to stay out of the box and kind of keep my work on the ice and creating offense if I can.
Casey Reynolds asks, what is your favorite part of the game and what's the most challenging aspect for you?
Wow. Um, I think it's a good question for just kind of what I've been going through, trying to get back into the game. I did feel like I had to kind of redevelop my love for it. Um, and to be honest, I've kind of figured out that just being on the ice and working hard is something that I really, really missed. So um, I'll say that most challenging aspect, there's just a lot of good hockey players that you play against, and um, all of them kind of bring a different thing to the game, and sometimes it's tough to stop them. You got to pay respect when it's due, and um, that's why it's such a great game. Everybody is competitive and everybody's good at it in different ways, and um, you got to find a way to kind of come out on top every night.
One more here from Mark. You have played with Gladiators legend Cody Sylvester. His name is in our record books. He's asking for a story of Sly from your time playing together overseas. You got one for us?
Yeah, I mean, I was really young. Well, compared to him, I guess I was a few years younger than him, but it was really my first, other than the short time I was in the American League, my first professional experience. And I was over there by myself, so I honestly spent probably every day of the week at Cody's house with him and his now wife, and um, they were really, really, really important to me, to be honest. They were like my parents, and they took care of me, and we had a lot of good times. We got to know each other in a really short period of time, and um, we do have some stories for sure, but I'll save them for another day. But Cody is, very, very played a big role in my life, and um, he is one of the main reasons that I have chosen to come to Atlanta, and I'm excited to get back in the same room with him.
Looking forward to having you on the ice this season here in Atlanta. Mike, thank you so much for taking the time to join me here tonight. And thank you for all the fans for your awesome questions for Mike.
No problem, and thank you, fans. It's nice to meet you, and we'll see you soon.
All right, we can't wait. Have a good rest of your night.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, Glads Nation. Mike McNamee is a Gladiator who returns to professional hockey after 4 years out of the professional scene, was still playing over near his hometown, again, with his alma mater coaching. Now he's back professionally with the Gladiators this season. I can't wait to see him back on the ice. He kind of alluded to it before, but this is a guy that can make plays, and he's certainly got a lot left in the tank, and so I'm looking forward to seeing him on the ice in a Glads jersey this season. Make sure you get your single game tickets. They're still on sale. Head on over to atlantagladiators.com. Get that checked out, and we will see you for opening night. But make sure you get your One Battle merch as well. $15 t-shirts, $25 flags. Go to atlantagladiators.com. Check out that team store. We've got a lot of really good things hanging out over in the team store. So make sure you grab something to rep for opening night. And then in the meantime, of course, check out some Boston Levi. And follow us on social media. The Glads are on X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course, right here on YouTube. And make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and stay tuned for the latest edition of the Player Signing Show presented by Lippes Mathias. We are back for a big and heavy slate next week. We don't have anything for you tomorrow, but we are right back here on Monday night at 8 p.m. Who could that be? Leave it up to the imagination, and we'll see you back here on Monday for a 4-day slate next weekend. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We've got something for you on just about every single day of the work week. So don't say we don't love you. Lads fans, that will do it for this episode of the Player Signing Show presented by Lippes Mathias. I'm Guy Carenza saying good night and so long, and we'll see you back again here next week.